Okay, so guys, no, so today we are going to continue, no, the discussions on our discussion on the receivables, no. But we are going to specifically discuss today the notes receivable, no. Kung ang nangyayad is the accounts receivable, syempre informal nga parang receivable. Here in the notes receivable, kaya sa isang written agreement, no, written contract, no, to pay some amount, no, in a specific date o something na ang notes receivable. So there are two classes of notes receivable. One is the notes receivable, of course. Naman natin trade. Those are transactions that arises from the normal course of the operation of the business. While ang non-trade are those receivables na wala siya nag-offer in a nag-recur ng mga transactions on that specific na receivables. So yung mga mga one time lang, mga claims, no? And as long na may sa written agreement. Okay, so maklasify ito siya as notes receivable. So how do we present now the notes receivable on the face of the balance sheet or the face of the financial position? So notes receivable, right, that is kung i-present siya on the financial statement, it is presented as a one-line item, no? And ang ilang details is disclosed on the notes. So under na siya sa Okay, so again, notes receivable is presented as a one-line item sa aton nga statement of financial position. No, so ang details niya is of course disclosed sa aton nga notes to FS. Okay, so separate na sila, no? Ang trade notes receivable, trade notes and other receivables, no? So parang dumina siya. Under siya ang trade and non-trade do under sa one-line item nga notes receivable. Ang accounts receivable have a separate line item. Okay? So evaluation of the notes receivable. So notes receivable should be stated at amortized cost. Okay? Which is equivalent to its present value. Okay? So the present value of notes receivable may be its face value kung anong ara sa note, no? Na for notes that are short-term interest bearing or discounted value if non-interest bearing ang note. Okay? So if there is objective evidence that the receivables are impaired, no, the same impairment loss should also be recognized. So the amount of loss is the difference between the carrying amount ni asset, no, and the present value of estimated cash flows, no, the difference of that is considered as impairment loss. Okay, so paano magkuha sa estimated cash flows is of course by the use of the effective interest rate, which is the present value. The carrying amount of the receivable should be reduced either directly or through the use of an allowance account, and the amount of loss should be recognized in the profit or loss. The same ng mga allowance for doubtful accounts, no? The same. So a notes receivable is said to be interest bearing, no? Simple mo lang, paano mo mabalaan kung ang notes receivable is interest bearing or not? If naka-state sa note ang interest rate, then siya interest bearing. So ang nakabutang dira sa face of the note, no, na interest rate is considered as a nominal rate. Okay? So ano naman ang non-interest bearing? Of course, if hindi siya dala, no, sa face ang note, but non-interest bearing does not mean na wala siya interest at all. But it is imputed, no? Parang imputed na siya on the face of the receivable. So nadala na ang interest sa sulod sang receivable mismo. Okay, so muna siya, no, kung paano mabalaan kung interest bearing siya or non-interest bearing. Okay, but the treatment later on is different, of course, in using the present value, do, diba? Do iba ang ang treatment niya. Right? So transfer or discounting of notes receivable. So duha lang tuwa na di, no? It is either ang treatment mo sa notes receivable is either i-collateral mo siya, no? It is as if nag-borrow ka lang sa money, or iginabaligya mo, or is baligya mo ang notes receivable, no? So paano mo siya mabalaan kung ginbaligya mo siya or wala if all the risk and rewards regarding that notes receivable is transferred to another party, din sale siya. Pero kung na-retain mo as the owner of that receivable, of that note receivable, no, i-treat mo siya as borrowing. Okay? So, the company retains substantially all the risk and rewards, no, of the ownership. The discounting is treated as borrowing. So, no need to be recognized. Okay? So, while if i-treat mo siya as if ginbaligya mo siya, no, dito, as if ginbaligya mo siya, treated as a sale. Okay? So, i-recognize mo ang financial asset when may the condition. Of course, ang contractual rights to receive the cash flow from the other party is wala na sa imo, no? Or it transfers the financial asset. The financial is considered transferred when and only when, no, the contractual rights to receive cash flows is mo nga na transfer na sa third party, and the rights to receive the cash flows of the financial asset had been retained but assumes a contractual obligations to pay the cash flows to one or more recipients in an arrangement that meets the following conditions. Pare, nakabutang man di, no? So, one is if the entity has no obligation to pay amounts of the eventual recipients unless it is collected, or it collects equivalent amounts from the original asset. Okay, the entity is prohibited by the terms of the transfer. So the entity has an obligation to remit any cash flows it collects on behalf of the eventual recipients. Okay? So muna siya, once na na-transfer mo ang risk and rewards to the third party or sa other party, automatically you need to recognize. Amo na ang pinaka-important factor. If ang control mo on that notes receivable is nadula na sa imo, then that's the time you need to recognize. Okay, so when the note receivable is transferred but requires the recognition, the entity making the transfer should remove the carrying amount or amortized cost of the notes receivable and any accrued interest earned prior to the transfer. So any proceeds received from the transfer, less any transaction costs incurred, are construed as the net selling price of the notes receivable. Now, so later, i-illustrate na siya isa-isa. Okay, so measurement of notes receivable. Okay, initial recognition. If interest bearing, of course, kung anong ara sa note, amo nang i-follow. Okay, so initially note receivable that provides payment for interest is recorded at present value. So the present value is ang amo nang iya nga face value kung interest bearing, no? Kung non-interest bearing, no, nga wala sa sang stated interest rate, the face or the maturity value already includes the interest. Para na siya na-imputed. So kinanglan naton siya i-discount to its present value using the prevailing market rate to determine its present value. Depende kung one-time payment, hindi present value lang. If so inang parang may ka fixed nga balayran or parang may every time, for example, every year kinahanglan mo magbayad until such time nga fully pay na, hindi magamit ka sang present value of ordinary annuity. So depende on the nature of the notes receivable kung ano nga rate ang gamito naton. Pero ang importante lang is that you need to discount that using its present value. Okay? So the third one is the interest-bearing notes with unreasonable interest rates. So when we say unreasonably interest rate, dubo ang interest rate as if duwala siya interest, no? Kaya di ba may mga standard kita nga gina-follow on how to use kung ano ang gamito naton nga interest rates, no? So notes receivable that carries interest rate but interest rate is unreasonably low. So do parang ginpagwa lang, no, nga may loan siya pero very very low ang iya nga interest rate, no? So the note receivable should be recorded initially at fair market value of the goods or services rendered or to the market value of the note, whichever is clearly determinable. The market value of the note is generally its present value. So gina-discount man Japon, no? Discounting all future payments on the notes, okay? Using an imputed interest, okay? So normally the prevailing interest rate for similar instruments of issuers with similar credit rating. So kung ining mga interest rate, no? With unreasonable interest rate, na low nga interest rate, no gina-compare sa other nga note nga the same, no, with similar nga may mga similarities in order to have a parang reasonable basis on what percentage sang tax sang interest ang gamiton. Okay, so one siya sa initial recognition, while sa subsequent recognition, no, so the notes receivable are recorded at its amortized cost, no. So magamit kita di amortization table. So dapat you have to know how to use that amortization table. Okay? So amount initially recognized less the principal amortization plus discount on amortization if mayara, plus or minus plus or minus the discount or the premiums, no, of the amortization. So notes receivables are financial assets that are included in the category of loans receivables, okay, that initially recorded and measured at amortized cost. Okay? So let's proceed sa problem. Okay, so problem number 1. Okay, so Pink Company has an 8% note receivable dated June 30, 2013. So in the original amount of 600,000. So gabayad ina, so 200,000 in principal plus accrued interest rate due annually on July 1, 2010, 2015, and 2016, sorry, 14, 2014, 2015, and 2016. So in its June 30, 2014 statement of financial position, what amount should Pink Company report as a current asset for interest on the notes receivable? So be careful kamo always sa date, ha? No? So there are problems na nag-end siya at December 31. No, kung ang note or ang financial statement niya nag-end at December 31, iba ang treatment. Dere June 30, di ba? Nag-end siya June 30 also. Okay, so ang parang ang whole year niya nag-start sa sa June 30 and nag-begin siya at July 1. So amo nang iya nga parang whole year. So dire sa problem nga ni, we are going to use the 8% nga interest rate, stated interest rate or nominal rate, no, to know how much is the accrued, and we are going to use a 1-year period, hindi isang 6 months, 1 year kaya nga man nag-end siya at June 30. Okay, so how to compute? So 600,000 ang initial amount, tama? Initial amount. So at June 30, 2014, for sure, nagbayad ka na or may bayad na siya 200,000. Tama? Ang principal payment niya. So 400,000 na lang ang remaining balance. So original less payment. Okay, so ang balance niya at June 30, 2014 is 400,000. So pila daw ang i-record as interest on the notes receivable? Simple mo lang, multiply mo na siya by 8%. So pilang answer? 400,000 times 8%. So the accrued interest is 32,000. Okay, so letter C. Next, problem 2. Okay, so problem number 2. So on June 1, 2015, Pans Corporation loaned Shorts Company 500,000 on 12% note. So payable in 5 annual installments of 100,000 beginning January 2, 2016. Okay, so the connection with this loan, Shorts was required to deposit 5,000 into a non-interest-bearing escrow account. So the amount held in escrow is to be returned to Shorts after all principal and interest payments have been made. So interest of the note is payable on the first day of each month beginning July 1, 2015. So shorts made timely payments through November 1, 2015. So corporation received payment for the first principal installment plus all interest due on January 2, 2016. So PANS Corporation received payment of the first principal installment plus all the interest due. So how much should be PANS interest receivable on the loan to source at December 31, 2015? No? Ang balide, nag-start na siya payment niya, no? Or shorts, nag-start sa timely payment niya from November 1 to December 31. Okay? So, for sure, atong before that is already paid, no? So, ang matabo sini, ang accrued interest receivable lang pag batunon ni PANS on the January 2, 2016 will only be from November 1, 2015 and December 1, 2015. So, duwa ka bulan. So, how do we compute that? So, ang one is 500,000 multiplied by 12% na face ang note times 2 months divided by 12. So 500,000 12 times 2 divide 12. It's 10,000. So ang answer is letter C. Next, transfer of receivable, discounting. So may tatlong question. Question 1, how did Bruno receive from the bank? Question 2, if the discounting is treated as a sale, what amount of loss from discounting should be recognized? Kung borrowing, what amount of loss from discounting should Bruno recognize? Okay, so okay, so Bruno received from a customer a 1-year 375,000 note bearing annual interest of 8%. So after holding the note for 6 months, Bruno discounted the note at Superbank at an effective interest rate at 10%. So first question, how much did Bruno receive from the bank? No? So the first thing to do is to have the amount, no? Ang total niya nga parang value niya after 1 year, no? So ang note niya, ang value niya daw is 375,000. No? We need to get its maturity value. So how do we compute the maturity value? Of course, the note, the face of the note multiplied by its annual interest, no? Which is an 8%. So after 1 year, pila ang value niya, no? So times 1.08 na lang para makuha diretso. So 375,000 times 1.08. So ang total amount is 405,000, no? So the next step, okay, so we need to discount, no, the face of the note. Kinanglan naton i-discount na siya. So how do we do that? Using its effective interest, no, by of course deducting its iyang maturity value. So 405,000 multiplied by 10%, no, times 6 divided by 12. So nga man 6 divided by 12 kasi the note, no, sang gin-discount siya sa bank. Okay, so gin-hold na siya yan ni Bruno for 6 months already. So i-discount, kumbaga ang discount niya will only effect for the remaining 6 months period. So let's compute 405,000 times 10% times 6 divided by 12. So it's 20,250 ang discount. Okay, 20,250. Okay, so we deduct that, no, ng discount niya na sa total niyang discount, no, o sa maturity value, i-minus ta na ang discount sa maturity value, then makuha naton ang cash na na-receive ni Bruno from discounting its note. So minus 20,250. So it's 384,700. Excuse me. 50 letter B. Next, question number 2. If the discounting is treated as a sale, what amount of loss from discounting should Bruno recognize? Okay, so balanan natin ang ang cash, no? Cash na na-receive niya from the bank. Cash received from the bank is 384,750. So we need to know the carrying value of the note, no? So how to get the carrying value? Ginawiran niya ang note for 6 months, ha. So meaning from that 6 months period, may ara na siya sang accrued interest nga ara sa sulod sang pag-idugang sa aton nga note, okay, to get its carrying value. So how to get its carrying value? 375,000 times 8% times 6 divided 12. So pila na? Divide 12. Okay, so $15,000. So amo na siya ang accrued interest nga actual, no, sang note. So we need to add that sa face sang note, no, which is 375,000 to get its carrying value plus the 15,000. So ang carrying value niya is 390,000. Pero pila lang ang na-receive na cash? It's 384,750. So ang difference between the cash received and the carrying supposed to be the carrying value of the note, no, is treated as loss. So 390 less 384,750. So ang loss na na-incur is 390 less 384,750. So ang loss na na-incur is 5,250. Loss is 5,250. Letter B. Okay, so question number 3. So if the discounting is treated as a borrowing, what amount of loss from discounting should Bruno recognize? Ang answer is none, no? Kaya there's no need to recognize, di ba? Kung gin-treat siya as borrowing, there is no need to recognize the receivable. So wala pa loss nga ma-incur kay ang receivable or ang note receivable is maga-maintain sa imo nga financial statement. Okay, so next, problem 4. The present value of the note. Okay, so on December 31, 2015, Pope Company sold a machine to Saint Company in exchange for a non-interest-bearing note requiring 10 annual payments of 50,000. So Saint made the first payment on December 30, 2015. So the market interest for similar notes at the date of issuance was 8%, and information on present value factors is as follows. So given ang present value factor. So it's December 31, 2015 statement of financial position. What amount should Pope report the note receivable? No? Okay, so what amount ko of note receivable should Pope record? Okay, so given naman ang present value factor, so the only thing ubrahon nyo is to choose. But the problem is tatiin da inyo pilion, no? Given diri nga ang period nga 9 and 10 nga period. So ang hambal diri 10 annual payments of 50,000 daw. And the present value given Monday 0.50 and 0.46. The present value of ordinary annuity is 6.25 and 6.71. Now, ano ang pilion? Okay? So you need to analyze the problem first. Okay? Anong hambal day? In exchange for a non-interest bearing note requiring 10 annual payments of 50,000. So meaning annual payments it is a series of payment, no? Itong series of payment siya. So meaning ano ang gamiton? Present value of ordinary annuity. Pero kung one-time payment lang, it's present value, no? Pero kung may series of payment, gamiton is present value of ordinary annuity. So pumangkot, ano nga period ang gamiton? Is it 9 or 10? No? Saan po siya first na nagbayad? Okay, ang munang basis. So si Saint daw, no, made its first payment on December 30, 2015. So the moment na nag-exchange siya sang iyang note, no, nga non-interest bearing note, automatically nagbayad siya first na 50,000. So ang gamiton nimo nga parang value of ordinary annuity is only 9 period. Kaya nagbayad ka immediately. If nagbayad siya on December 30, 2016, for example, ang gamiton mo is 10 period. Kaso nagbayad siya insigida. So ang 9 period ang paggagamiton. So how to compute that? 50,000 multiplied by the 6.25 ng present value. Pila na? 50,000 times 6 ay so 50,000 multiplied by 6.25, so it is equals to 312,500. So answer is letter C. Okay, next, impairment loss. Okay, so problem 5, Omega Finance granted a 10% 2-year 5 million loan to Duchess Company on January 1, 2014. So the interest is payable every December 31 for each year during the term of the contract. So Omega Finance incurred an origination cost of 328,326 but charged the Duchess Company as a 150,000 as origination fee. The effective rate is now 8% after considering the origination cost and origination fee. Due to financial difficulty, the Duchess was unable to pay the interest on December 1, 2014. 1 year ng interest, wala siya kabayad. From January to December 1, was a pay. Now, Omega Finance has now considered that the loan of Duchess Company is now impaired. So, reliable estimate shows that the projected cash flows from the loan are as follows. No? So, 2 million on December 31, 2015 and 3 million on December 31, 2016. So, anong question sa problem 5? What amount of impairment loss on the loan, no, should Omega Finance recognize on December 31, 2014. So, paano ito na siya isolve, no? Okay, so, using, no, an effective interest, tawag dito, amortization table, no? We first must know kung pila ang parang carrying value niya on December 31, 2014, no? So, kailangan maka-create the table. Sige. Sorry. Okay, so the date, no? Then the payment of interest, the principal, the interest, and the balance. Okay. So on January 1, 2014, no? So wala pa na siya da. Okay, saan mo ang next nga payment? Next nga payment is every December 31. So after 1 year, no? So wala pa di. So ang balance in January 1 is 5 million, no? Next. Okay, so at December 31, 2014, amo na siya ang first na payment, di ba? Supposed to be mabayad siya sang interest nga 500,000. Okay? Okay. Hindi, sila siya. So ang balance sa gali, magamiton ta pagali ang origination fee and ang origination cost. So 5 million plus 326 less 150. Okay, so tama. So using atong mga origination cost in origination fee, no, idugang ta ang origination cost and i-deduct ta ang origination fee. Okay, so ang value niya is 1578326. 5178326. 326. Okay? So equal payment siya, di ba? Equal payment siya of 10%. So 5 million times 10%. So 500,000 siya, no? So paano natin makuha ang principal? Using the balance, no? Multiply ta na siya by the 8% nga parang effective interest na after adding and subtracting the origination cost in origination fee. So the principal is 411,266. Okay, 411,266. You can have your calculator na while solving. So the difference between the payment and the principal will be the interest. Okay, so 500,000 less the 411,266. The interest is 88,734. Okay, so ang interest niya na i-deduct siya sa initial na balance to get its new balance at December 31, 2014. So 5178,326 less the 88,734. Sorry. 5178,326 less 88,734. It's 5,089,000. $5,089,592. Okay, so 592. And the last payment on December 31, 2015 kay 2 year lang di ba? Payment niya 500,000 kay last payment na yun na kinanglan lang siya i-adjust, no? So supposed to be ito magiging 89,592. Okay, and this will be 5 million. So work back na lang dahil natin siya, no? So 89 less the 500,000 less the 89,592. Okay, so ang principal is 410,408. Okay, so now balanta na ang iya nga parang carrying value on December 31, 2014. Okay, so next we need to compute the present value, no? The supposed to be present value sa tong loan. Kaya hambal diri ko, no? Reliable estimate shows that the projected cash flows from the loan are as follows. So kinanglan naton kuhaon ang present value sining 2 million plus the 3 million on December 31, 2016. Okay, so anong obrahon? Kinanglan nyo mag-solve present value factor. Okay, so continue ko lang ni. So when computing the present value factor, kinanglan ang gamiton nyo is ang 8%, kaya mo ng effective interest. Okay, then pila ka period? Duha. And ano ang gamiton? Present value lang or present value of ordinary annuity? We are going to use the present value only. Okay, kay tungod one-time payment, hindi siya sang series of payment. Okay, so we need to get the present value. Okay, at December 31, 2014 siya, ha. So meaning, so atay ko na lang present value factor. Okay, you try to compute na lang ni. Okay, so 2 million ari na on December 31, 2015, the 2 million. Okay, so times 0.925926. Okay, so yung values in is 1,851,852. Then the value for the 3 million multiplied by the present value factor ng 857 339. So ang iya value is 2,572,017. So we add that, no, para makuha ta ang present value sang 5 million na loan. So ang total niya is calculator 1,851,852 plus the 2,572,017. So ang total niya is 4,423,869. 4,423,869. Okay, so amo na yung present value. Now, how to get the impairment loss? No? Ang present value na lang sang loan is 4,423,000. Okay? Pila ang parang iyang carrying amount. Okay? So, ang carrying value niya on December 31, 2014 is 5,089,592. Okay? So, carrying amount, okay, is 5,089,592 plus, okay, plus it's carrying its accrued interest receivable, which is the 500,000 for the next year. Okay, so ang total sina is 5,589,592. Okay, less, okay, its present value of 4,423,869. Okay, so pila ang the difference between the carrying amount and the present value will be the impairment loss to be recognized. So pila na siya? So 5,589,592 less 4,423,869 is 1,165,723. 1,165,723. 1,165,723. Sala akong pag-minus. O sala akong pag-multiply diyo. Sala ang sa babaw. Okay, what? 5,178,226 times 0.08. Sala, sorry. Kuha na siya gali 414 eh. 414. Okay, so ang iya di value is 92592. Okay, then dire 92, sorry 592. Okay. 407. Okay. So ang value niya gali is 592. 592. So 592. Okay, so the difference 5592. So 1,168,723. So ang impairment loss, no, nga pag-i-recognize on the financial statement of December 31, 2014 is the 1,168,723. Okay, letter D. Okay, so na siya, no, if you have questions, no, feel free to message sa aton nga group chat. Okay, thank you everyone for listening. and have a nice day.